always, what is my first line of code? Remember that. Always, what is my first line of code? This already we have already discussed, but still I'm again discussing just to revise it. So import. So first thing is that I'll be importing what all I'll be using in my program. From where I'll be importing? I'll be importing from @Playwright test. So what is this? This is basically a package which got installed while you installed Playwright. Just like I given an example, if you are a learner, if you want to use any word of English, from where you can export it, you import it. You have read it in the dictionary, so you are getting that word. Same here. This is basically just like a dictionary from in which these words are present, which we called as keywords. In here we will be calling it as keywords. Just in a dictionary, the words are present. Like what is this English words? So if you understand, if you want to refer, you can refer from that. Similarly, here what I am doing, I am telling you import. That means you get this particular keywords from this particular package. This package is a package which got installed while we are installing Playwright. Understand? This first line is clear. So this is mandatory. To write anything, first you have to import it. Then only you can use, because we'll be using test. So these are the predefined keyword. That means when I tell this test, Playwright understand it. When I tell expect, Playwright understand it, because it already defined in it. Just like if you if your name is Mistress Saranya. Okay, if you open the English dictionary, mistress is predefined. It is present in the English dictionary. But Saranya, maybe it is a name, it is not present. That you are giving a name. Okay. Similarly, there are some words which are already present in that Playwright dictionary, and we are importing the dictionary, and I am telling which words I'll be using from the dictionary. I'll be using test, I'll be using expect, and I'll be using page. Then once I have imported those from that Playwright test, my second thing will be I'll be writing the test case. Now, when I'll be writing the test case, so it has to be inside a test. So this is one test case I have automated. This is another test case I have automated. So there are two test cases I have automated here in this page. Okay. So what is the syntax? Just remove this one now. So what is the syntax for that? So syntax is test. Why I am able to use test? Because I have already imported. Or else this file will not understand what this keyword means. I have to import it. I have imported it. That's why I'm able to use this test. Then second is the title of the text. What is my title of the text? That I have to write. Means what that test, you can say what that test is doing. Let's say there is a test case to validate the login. So you can tell I am here to validate the login. Here I want to validate the title of the page. So I am writing validator title of the page. Then this is the first parameter for test. What is the second parameter? This whole thing is the second parameter.
Okay.
Okay. And this is a arrow function, which we have already read. This is the arrow function, and it is type of async arrow function, asynchronous arrow function, because test only accept asynchronous arrow functions or asynchronous functions, you can say. Okay. So I've given asynchronous here. Here the parameter I've given page. Okay. Again, this page is also a predefined keyword of Playwright. Okay. So when I write page, it will understand that, yeah, page means a tab which will be opening in the browser. Then the next thing is I have to write page.goto, this page dot goto, and the URL which I want to write. Understood? Now, as it is a asynchronous function, I have to use await. If I don't use await in every line, what will happen? It may happen line number 5 get executed first, then line number 4 will execute. Means the lines of code will not get executed in a sequential order. Okay. So for that reason, as it is an asynchronous function, as the Playwright test accept asynchronous functions, so all the lines of code which I'm writing inside that function should have a await associated with it, so that it will execute line number 5 after 4, line number 6 after line number 5, or else it will execute in random order. So which is not expected for me. Understood?
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me remove this one. I don't need it this one for now. So next is what I'm using, await expect. Again, this expect I have imported. So what this basically do? This basically will match my actual result with the expected result. Whenever you do manual testing also, what you do? You have a actual and expected result in manual testing also, right or no?
Yes.
That is your, what is the endpoint of my testing? I need to verify this actual result is equal to expected result.
It's internal. Yeah.
If that is matching, my test case is passed. If it is not matching, then it is failed. Correct? So
Correct.
that for that we need expect. Expect basically will match your expected result with the actual result. So await I have to write, then expect. Okay, what does this expect to? Expect is used to verify the actual with expected result. So I'm telling expect this page, which I've imported, page dot to have title. Okay, to have title what? This one. This
Title we
one
are
is
going.
my,
Yeah.
yeah, this one is my expected result, and this is my actual result. When this will match, then it will pass, or else it will fail. Understood? And
Okay.
console.log, whatever you write here, same as TypeScript, it will type here in the output. So to run it, what we need to do? npx playwright test. And if you want the browser to open, then you have to give this, or if you don't give this, then the browser will not open and it will run in a headless mode. Understood?
Yeah.
So if I run this, it will run now. Understood all the lines of code which we are writing here?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, so it got executed and got closed. Okay. Now I can also tell, let's say if we have already read about CSS and XPath. Let's say if I just open this particular URL.
Mm.
So I'll show you how to use the XPath or CSS. Both of them will use in a similar way. Then we'll go with the playwright specific locators. Okay. So if I open that, then for this, let's say I write a XPath. So, sure, let me write the XPath for this. Input.
Input at the rate of
I can use, let's say, data test. That also I can
yeah.
use at the rate data test is equal to username.
The name.
I'm getting one of one. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now what I
Yes.
can do in the expect, what I can do, I can check whether after loading that element is visible or not. So for that, what I'll do, await page dot locator dot, sorry, expect that to you. Await expect page dot locator dot to be visible. Okay. So I'll give the locator value. This is my locator value. Now see. Right. See. So what I have done here, tell me. I told await expect page dot locator the XPath value to be visible. I've used here to be visible. Here it will basically, this expect will not only check that like it will check whether it is visible or not. This is also one expected value for me, right? that
Yes.
that element should be visible. So every assertion, this actually known as assertion, every expected value which you do in manual testing will be done using expect in Playwright. If that particular web element appears, then it will be passing, or else it will be failing. Clear? Understood?
Yeah.
So this basically will check whether that particular web element is visible in the web page, and this is I am using XPath here. This is how I can
Mm.
use the XPath. So for use XPath, you have to use page.locator. Then you can use the XPath. Clear? Now
Okay.
I'll use CSS for password. Let's say I'll use CSS. Ab ID. So what I can do? Control B. So this is CSS. But CSS
Mm.
also same thing. CSS also will be using page.locator.
Expect page dot locator.
Same thing I'll be doing. That also, let's say I'm using, I want to test whether it is visible or not. Same thing, only you have to give the CSS file. That's it. So these are the two ways in which I can use. These are actually a single way in which I can use both the XPath and CSS. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, if you run it, it will pass because these two are present after I launch the page. Let's see that. See, one passed. Now, here there is one more thing. If you have used Selenium, you may have encountered that this too will fail. Means that if you use the Selenium specific locators and if you verify, it may happen that this will fail. But in
Okay.
Playwright, it is not failing. Why it will fail in Selenium? I'll say because the moment is load this particular URL, it may not happen that it is fully loaded. It may happen that these two web elements are loaded after some time after the page is loaded. So in that case, what will happen? The Selenium will not wait. It will directly come and check that locator is not present. It will fail that test case. But the beauty of Playwright is that it has inbuilt wait mechanism. There, if you want that test case to pass, let's say your username, let's say scenario, let's say this particular username is getting loaded at the last. The page is getting loaded, but it is loading at the last. In Selenium, what will happen if you have not used any wait? There is something called wait there, so it will fail. So to make it pass, I have to explicitly use a wait there. That okay, even though the page is getting loaded, you wait for 6 seconds and then check that it is present or not. Then you pass or fail based on the output. But
Okay.
that headache you don't need to take in Playwright. That's you can say if you have really used Selenium and use wait, you can know what a headache is that to use wait and all. But here that headache is completely gone. Playwright itself will take care of that thing. Before failing this test case, before failing this particular test case, means whether it is loaded or not, it will wait for some time. Before means it will wait. How much time it will wait? It will wait for, there will be a timeout attribute here, I'll tell you. Okay, it's not defined here. Then what it will do? It will take the default timeout. Okay, if it was
Okay.
defined here, then it would have taken from that I can direct and not give wait for every web element. There you have to give wait for every web element. Okay, but here you don't have to give default wait for every web element. So if you have defined the timeout attribute in playwright config.ts, then it will wait for that particular time which you have given. But if you have not given also, what will happen? It will wait for some default timeout which is predefined in playwright. So for assertion, it will wait for 5 seconds. For this, the default timeout is wait for 5 seconds. That means after the page is loaded, even though you don't find it, it will not automatically fail it. It will wait for 5 seconds. It will wait for 5 seconds. If within 5 seconds it is loaded, then it will pass. If it not loaded within 5 seconds, it is loaded after 5 seconds, then it will fail. That means it is automatically waiting for some time. I no need to take headache for that. Okay, clear?
Okay. We don't need to give any timing specification or anything. It will automatically load after 5 seconds or something, and
No.
whether it will
So
say
see, no. It will automatically load it not. It will load according to its speed. But here I am not directly failing it. That means this line got executed line number 4. Suddenly it will come to line number 5. It didn't find it, it will fail it. That what will happen in Selenium if you have not used wait statements. But here, even though you have not used wait statement and not used timeout in playwright config.ps also, it will wait for a default time. Okay, it will wait for a default time, which is 5 seconds for this expect. That means it will wait till 5 seconds. Within 5 seconds it appears, then it will pass. If it take more than 5 seconds, then it will fail.
okay.
Got it? So that's what
Yeah.
auto waiting in Playwright. That is one of the feature which is an added advantage over Selenium. If they ask in interview what are the advantages of Playwright, why you switch to Playwright, so this is one of the advantage. There
Percentage.
are other advantages also will be learning letters. One is the speed, which you already discussed. Second is this auto waiting thing. It will automatically wait. You no need to write any specific lines of code for waiting. That is one thing. And third is that it can also handle alert by itself. That means it will only dismiss, it will not accept. But again, that is also it will be handling by automatically, which in Selenium you cannot do. So that is also one more advantage. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Next. So here it passed because this is available. If it was not available, then it would have
Will I
failed.
get the results of whether it's or not? Because I got title of the page is verified. It's and what about that input and password parameters are here?
No. Title of page is verified. Why it is writing? Because I have intentionally printed it in the
Okay.
output
Yeah.
console.log.
Yeah, got
If
it,
you
got
want
it.
to, if you want to see the report, you have to open this particular report.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
you open this, then it will show you the report. There you can see everything which is passed, which is spelled. See, here it is showing tick, green tick means the whole test is passed. If you open that, then it will show for each step. If one of the step is failed, then it will show in red cross. But this is
Um,
passed means it is showing in tick means this particular line passed. This pass means this particular line passed. Okay.
yeah, got it. Yeah.
Now, so this is how you'll be using CSS and XPath in your test. Now,
Mhm.
but along with that, this particular playwright has own inbuilt 7 locators. There are 7 inbuilt locators of playwright which you can use along with this CSS and XPath also. Okay. So first is your role, getBy role.
Mhm.
That means, let's say I'll use the same thing. Here also we can check. Await expect paste dot. I'll not give this value. Dot get by. So what does this get by role means? Let's try to understand. So let me open this. So see, or else we'll open our one. So if I open this, inspect this. So every web element has one role. So if I tell this one, this is a text area. If I tell this one, this is a checkbox. If I tell this one,
Okay.
this is a radio button. If I tell this one, this is a combo box. If I tell this one, this is a heading. Or you can tell label. I have not given anything in heading. Okay. So this is a label. And for heading, you have to give in H. H1 to H6 means heading. If I have something like this, H1, this is heading. H1. Okay. So now if I refresh, so this will be one heading here. Okay.
Mm.
This is, so this is a heading. This is a text area. This is just a label. Okay, this is your radio button. This is your checkbox. So you can identify this web element based on their roles. Okay, so if you see how many type of roles are accepted in Playwright, so these are the list of roles which are accepted. Button, if it is a button. So which one is a button? This is a button. Submit is a button.
Yeah, submit is a button. Yeah.
So it will be using the role button. Similarly, I have link, which is a link. This is the link. This is the link, right? We'll start with a tag. If I click on that, it will open something. So this is a link.
Yeah.
A text box where we input the text, checkbox, radio button, combo box. Okay. List box option. Option is what? This one. Which are the value in the combo box? These are present in option, right? If I go here, these are present in options. Okay. The value of the drop down, that is option. Heading, we just now discussed heading. Heading means H1 to H6, which are present in HTML tags H1 to H6, that is heading. Then tab, tab list, menu, menu item, image. Image is what? IMG. We have seen that also. Image we have updated in our page, that is image. This one. This is the image. Okay. So image, then table we have created, row, cell, table row and table cell. Okay, which we saw yesterday also for XPath. Then search box, progress bar, slider, spin button, switch. So these are all available. So generally we'll be using this much only. This first this much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. This 6 will be generally using. But yes, you can use this also, which I present. But generally these are not used. Very rarely used. Okay, but it's again up to you. Understood? The most widely used is this 6. Radio button, checkbox, text box, link, and button. Okay. Now when I use getBy role, I have to give the role in the first argument. This is my role. What I'm trying to use. If it is a button, I'll give button. If it is a link, I'll give link. If it is a text box, I'll give text box, like this. Okay. And again, I have to give a attribute name is equal to login. Okay. In this attribute, what all value is accepted? That we need to check. So in this attribute, the generally accepted value is two things. One is your visible text. Okay. One is your visible text and one is your alt text attribute value. That means, let me show you in the UI itself. Let's say here, if I want to check this one, write the getBy rule for this one. Show this is a button. Why? Because type is submit, so this is a button. Understood? Now, this is a button. Now,
Yes.
I can write the role as button here. I can write the role as button here. But in name, this is also a mandatory one. In name, what should I write? Okay, that is my thing. In name, I can either use the visible text or the area label text. Let's do one thing. Let's use our HTML page. So we can see clearly the examples. Okay, let me check whether it is opening or not. Our HTML page is getting opened in automation or not. Let's check that. Okay, it's opening. Yeah. So to open the HTML page I have created, I can write like this. It's basically the same URL. Once I open in Chrome, whatever is there, I just copy pasted it. So in automation also it will work. Okay, here you see there is a visual text here or not? There's a visual text and this is a link because they start with the A tag. So there's a link and I have a visual text. So let me do one thing. Let me check whether it is visible or not, but using the getBy role locator. Okay. So what I can do here is get by role. This is link. So link, then name. Name is the visible text I can give.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go there. What is the visible link? The visible text. This is the visible text. So let me copy that and give it. That's it. Now let's check that whether when I run, if this is okay, then it will get that web element, and I've checked to be visible. If it get that web element, then the test case will pass. If it doesn't get, then it will fail. If it pass means my locator is working. Correct. So let me run that. See, one passed. That means my getBy role locator is working. Clear?
Yep.
Understood? So in getBy locator, first argument is your what? Role. If it is a link, you have to give link. It's a button, you have to give button. If it is a text box, you have to give text box. It's a checkbox, you have to give checkbox. It's a radio, you have to give radio. And if it's a combo box, you can give combo box. So let's try for one more. Let me use getBy role for let's say this checkbox.
Okay.
Okay. So
Check. Okay.
here I can have a attribute area label here. Let's do that and have a value for that. This checkbox is for are you above 18 years? Okay. Wait. If is the right not somewhere. Are you getting where is that 18 years? Ah, this one. So this is the 18 years. Okay. So let me add one more attribute here. ARIA label. Okay. ARIA label is equal to, let's say I can tell SWR, something like this. Okay. Now let's write the XPath, sorry, get by role for this one. I have a area label and its value is SWR, whatever. So I can write the XPath for this. So let's write it. Okay. So what should I write? Tell me this in, what should I write here now? What should I write
Wait.
here?
Wait.
This is a
Expected
check.
get.
This is what?
Checkbox.
Checkbox. So write
Box
check checkbox. Okay.
and name
Now,
will be area label.
uh, so let's see what is the area label value. This stuff, this one.
Yeah.
Let me write that.
We have to mention anything that a name instead of name we have to mention anything area label or like that. Our
No,
name is a
no, no. Name is common. So name you have to use. Oh, okay. Now let's run it. Okay.
Hmm.
It's running. Let's see if the test is getting passed. See, test is passed. That means the area level value also I can use. Let's say
Okay.
instead of area level, let's say I use the ID attribute value. Okay.
Okay. Verify.
We'll check. Is it accepting the ID attribute value or not? Okay. See, one failed.
Hmm. Okay.
My test case failed
Yeah.
here. Why? Because I have used ID attribute value. What I told, either you use visible text or you use area label
Area label. Okay.
attribute value. Okay. Next,
It's for only get by
role.
role. We can use only name. Sorry, um,
Visible
area
text.
label or visible text only.
Ah,
Okay.
yes, yes. You can use also one more attribute is there, area labeled by, but rarely you will find that attribute used by developer in the page.
Oh,
Okay, there is but these two are common. Visible text, anyways, they will be using mandatorily, and area label also will find it. But there is also one more area labeled by, but this is like I have not seen anywhere till now. So maybe someone is using, but we shouldn't go with that, right? Because it's rarely used. So this is also
labeled. Okay. Mm.
area labeled by. This also you can use in the name, but this no need to remember because it's rarely I have seen anywhere someone using it. Okay, means because this developer has to design like this, right? So I have not seen any developer using this. But if you have this also, you can use it. It's up to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. Next. Next is that for image what you will be using. We have an image here, right? We have an
Mm-hmm.
image here. So for image, you cannot use that. For image, you have to use this one. I'll tell you what you have to use. There is img image. So for image, what you can use is alt attribute. Okay. So alt I am giving something here like this. So let's check that. For image, I will also check. Use that. So same thing I'm doing. You control V. Show for image. What is the one? What should we use in image? IMG. So I can use IMG.
Yep.
And alt attribute value. What is the alt attribute value here for image? GREV, whatever I will do. Okay, amazing. Now let's run it. Let's say it is working or not. See, past. Show for image, you have to use alt attribute value. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
So let's say one more scenario. Which which other value? Okay, one more scenario is let's say here I'm using the exact value. Open the terms and condition. Okay, for this link I'm using open the terms and condition, which is the visible text. Let's say instead of using the whole text, if I use a part of the text, is it working? That also will check. Okay, that means here what I did. Here for this, I used the whole text, right? Whole text I used. But let's say instead of the whole text, I want to use part of the text. Will it work? Let's check that. So what I'll do, I'll remove the conditions. Just open the terms and that's it. Part of the thing I'll remove. Let's see if I remove, will it work or not? Okay. If I remove it, will it work or not? That means instead of using the whole value, if I'm using a part of that value, is it working? See, it is working. That means even if you use the part of the value also, that will work. Clear? Now, yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Respond yes or no, because you are the only one now,
Yes.
right?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let's say I want this. See, here if it's accepting, like if I give a part of the value also, it is accepting. Okay, but let's say I want that it should match the exact text. It should not match the part of the value. Now, if I run this, see, I have not used exact true. It was passing. Now, if I run, you will see it will fail. Now see it will fail. Because I told when I don't tell, see it will fail now. See it failed. That means when I told exact true means now it will not match only the part of the value. It will match the entire value. If the entire value is matching, then only it will work, or else it will not work. Understood? What is the use of
Yes.
exact true? So anywhere you want to match the exact value, you have to give exact true. If you want to
Okay.
match the part of the text, then you can give
But
that part of the text. That is okay. No means no need
okay.
to give exact true. That will work. Okay. Now next scenario. Let's say if I don't have let's say I don't have that attribute and also the visible text. Okay, I don't have the area label attribute for checkbox or radio button or the text area, and I don't have alt for image, alt attribute, and also I don't have a visible text also. But if I have a label associated, let's say this input. Okay, let's say I have a label. Label means you have to start with the label tag itself. For this input, let's say I don't have that attribute, right? And neither I have a visible text. Let's say I remove the visible text also. I don't have a visible text, but I want to identify.
Mhm.
But I want to identify. Then what should but I have a label. So what is the label? Label means you have to start like this. Label tag and something I am giving, then ending the label tag. Label means you start with the label word itself. Okay, control. Now for this one, it is present inside a label, but it itself doesn't have any what? Area label attribute or visible text. Okay, so let's see if it is present inside a means it's a child of that label. Understand? That particular thing is a child of that label. So what I can do, I can use that label visible text now. So this is a text area. So for text area, what should you use? Text box,
Uh,
text box, and it doesn't have a visible text or area label attribute. So, but it has a label which has a visible text. This one. I've given spaces there, but oh, I've given spaces. Okay, no problem. We'll take this spaces also. Control C. I'm using the area label value now. So it's taking extra spaces. So let me do one thing. Won't give any space. Or else what will happen? If one space is missed means it will get problem. Let me refresh. Still also it is taking. Oh no, there is no space. Okay. Now see.
so this label always will be the double quote, right? In that,
Which level? Which level?
so the label names here. Yeah.
This is basically the visible text, right? This will anyways you can copy paste it will mean double quote. It doesn't matter for you. What is the visible text?
Okay.
You have to take it. So this is the label visible text. So label is basically whatever you are seeing here. That's a label. That means you are attaching a label. Just like you buy a product, you attach a sticker to that, right? Same thing.
Mhm.
So I am telling this input field has a label. This thing. That means whatever you do, do according to this same thing. Label means that one to understand in layman term. Okay. So if a particular web element doesn't has a visible text, neither have its attribute which I can use in name, but has a label which is the immediate parent and it has some visible text. And use label means it should have visible text. That should show here, right? That's what we mean by label only. Okay. So I can use that. So now I have used that one. Let's see whether it is working or not. Oh, sorry. Exact root. I have to
Yeah.
make it, I have to remove that exact root because I'm not giving the exact. So you understood this, so I'm removing it from there. Okay. See, one passed. That means what? What you understood?
Okay.
You can either use visible text or used area label or area labeled by attribute value or the label visible text also. And if it is
Visible
an
text.
image, and if it, so this label thing will apply for everyone. It's not only for text box. It will apply for
Okay.
everyone present here. Everyone
That's
present
so nice.
here. It will
Thank you.
apply for everyone present here. Okay. Sure. Understood
So
how you will be.
we can use it for checkbox link or anything for area labeled by, and that label, visible label, right? And visible
Uh,
text.
Sorry, what? I didn't got your question. What?
We can use that area labeled by, and
Uh,
visible text,
yeah.
and
And
label
labeled visible
label
text.
also for everything, link,
Label for
checkbox, image,
everything.
anything.
Yes.
Use it.
Label
Okay.
for everything. And area labeled by for let's say button, link, text checkbox, radio you can use. But for image, you have to use alt attribute value. Okay.
Okay.
Got it? So this
Got it.
is
Yeah.
how
It's
you'll
for
be
it's for
using.
only for get by role.
Yeah, it's only for get by role. This is the
Okay.
first inbuilt playwright locator which we have used.
Mhm.
Okay. Then the second is get by text.
Okay.
Okay. The second is get by text. Get by text is pretty simple. Okay. Get by text means if you have a visible text, then you just use get by text. Let's say,
Okay.
are you above 18 years? Or this is the heading, the username. Wherever you have I have a visible text here, right? Username. This is a heading. That also is a visual text for me, right? So what I can do? I can use, I'm removing all this for now. You understood, right? Get by role.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So no need of, or else let it give, I can give. Wait, expect. Now I'll be seeing get by text. So get by text, we don't have this name and all. Directly we'll be giving the text here. Okay.
Mhm.
So what is the text here? Let's say I want to verify for this one. This is heading. So this
Heading.
I can use. Now let's run it. See it is working or not. See, past means it is working. Okay. So this get by role, even if you search in net or even if you go to anyone, no one will say you clearly which all things are permitted in get by role. Just like I showed you, right? Which are values are permitted. The, means I think 90% people cannot say that. So this is very important from interview point of view. If they want to confuse you, they can confuse you with this get by role. Which all things are permitted in name value for get by role. That you need to know. Okay. So this is get by text. You saw what to do. Get by text is for visible text. Just give that visible text value. That's it. That will work.
Okay.
Understood?
Yep.
Now label. Label same thing. These are pretty simple. Others are pretty simple. Only the get by role one is confusing. Others are pretty simple. You have a label. You have a label means obvious. Mandatorily you have a visible text. That value you have to use. That's it. Next is get by label. Dot get by label. So label means
Mhm.
obviously it has to have a visible text because label purpose is that only. So I've defined one label, right? That label will be using. You can use now label. We have defined one label right now, just now. We defined, yeah. See, we have a label here, right? I can verify that.
Okay.
Just take the value and use that. So getBy label. Okay. So let's run it. Let's see getBy label is working or not. You can pass. That means getBy label is working. Understood?
Yes.
Now, next is your getBy placeholder.
Okay, please.
Okay. So the fourth one is getBy placeholder. Now, this placeholder will work only for input tag. Remember, this placeholder will work only for input tag. So where I, where I can have placeholder. So what is the placeholder? Tell me. This placeholder basically is the one which is showing in the input tag, right? Once I click on that, that will go away and you can type your text. Just like the
Okay.
reference it is showing for me in the input tag, right? So this where you can find. You can find only in text area. At text area, we know the text area has to start with input HTML tag. So the getBy placeholder will only work with input tag.
Okay.
Understand? So let me create one placeholder with a unique value. That one. Now see. Now if I refresh it and I use getBy placeholder, so I have a placeholder attribute here. So I obviously to use getBy placeholder, I need to use the placeholder attribute value. So I can use that. So let's write the syntax for that. Dot getBy placeholder. And I can give the value, whatever value is there. For this value, I can give that. So this is getBy placeholder. Now run it. See, passed. That means this also worked. Now the next one. The next one is getBy alt text. So for getBy alt text, I need to have a web element with what? Alt attribute. Okay. If I have a web element with alt attribute, let's say if I have this one alt attribute, alt is equal to some value. Okay. So there I can use getBy alt text. Okay. If I have an alt attribute, then I can use getBy alt text. So where I have defined that, where it went, see here. I have an alt for image also have an alt attribute, right? Which is saw
Yes.
while using getBy role. So this also I can use. This is also alt attribute. This also I can use, right? So let me use that
Okay.
image one only. So getBy alt text dot get by alt text. Okay. And I'll give the alt attribute value. Let's see this one. Now run it. It passed. So if I have an alt attribute, you can use that in getBy alt text. Now next is getBy title. So if I have a title attribute, okay. If I have a title attribute, then I can use that also. Title. Let's say I have a title one.
Okay.
If I have a title attribute, then I can use getBy title. So now this is all. I'll refresh that. So this is a title attribute, right? So for this, I can use getBy title. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, let me do one thing. Await, expect, base getBy title. So getBy title, I can use the value issue. Now run it. Let's see. It's passing or not. It's working or not. It passed. That means it is working. Now the last one is getBy test ID. Okay. The last one is your getBy text ID. So what is
Hmm.
getBy text ID? So if I have a attribute, okay, if I have a attribute data hyphen test ID, okay, data hyphen test ID is equal to, let's say I give anything, then I can use getBy test ID. So now if I save it, okay, await, expect, get by test ID. Okay. So what is the test ID here? This one, I'll use that. So if I have a attribute data test ID, that value you can use in the locator getBy test ID. So now just run it. It got passed. That means this getBy test ID is working. Understood?
Yes. Yep.
So this was all about your Playwright inbuilt locators.